I just feel like it was a red line to go into a church, and the full force of federal law needs to be brought down on everyone who did it.
Right, but there's something here that you're going to be surprised. Look, I know what you wanted to hear me say is James Woods is going to come on, he's going to rip Don Lemon a new asshole. Not that I'd be the first person to have done that, by the way. Oops. Anyway, but the bottom line is, this is all a dog and pony show. It's a trick. I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. Did you ever see the movie The Patriot with Mel Gibson? At the end of The Patriot, the militia guys, the hardworking colonials who want to build this beautiful country, stand on the line against the British regulars. They have no chance of surviving. They break and they run over a hill. The British now, they've got them. They're going to go over and slaughter them all. And as they come over the hill, the entire colonial army is waiting for them and wipes them out, sends Bannister Tarleton to Yorktown to hide with Cornwallis, and they end up surrendering to Washington, and America is born. I am a ninth generation descendant of one of the patriots who was one of the militiamen at the Battle of Cowpens, which was just a few days ago, short of 245 years ago. It was in January of 1781. Now, why am I bringing this up? Because they were a diversionary tactic. Don Lemon, a journalist. I mean, this guy, a journalist. Here's another soundbite for you. They're going to love this one. Don Lemon is the dingleberry hanging off the ass of American journalism. Okay? And let me tell you, when CNN got rid of him, they didn't wipe hard enough. But all of that's colorful, and it'll be a headline tomorrow, I know, everywhere. Not as good as Nicki Minaj, by the way. And they can't deport me because my family's been here.
She brought it.
She was great. James Woods and Nicki Minaj, whoever would have thought? Two peas in a pod. Anyway, my family's been here since 1721, so I have a pretty good chance of not getting deported, I think. But here's the bottom line. This is a trick. It's a diversion. This small man, Don Lemon, is, he was aware of everything that was going to go on. Oh, we're MAGA coded. He knew all the strategies because he planned it. He wasn't just embedded. He was literally one of the ringleaders of this heinous act. And of course, we're all enraged, disgusted, disappointed, just ready to just eat blood red meat to stop this kind of insanity. And that's what they want us to do. Because you know what they really are trying to do? Divert us
from their fraud scandal?
You betcha. And it's not just a scandal, Megyn. The Democratic Party, every single thing they do is centered on one strategy. How can we stay in power with nothing to offer the American people? There's nothing they have to offer. Nothing. They don't offer anything. All they do is take. They take trillions of dollars, it's turning out, in graft and greed and corruption. Why are they taking the money? To fund their campaigns, to make sure that they can get in power. When they're in power, they open the floodgates. They let unvaccinated, unvetted illegals storm across the border to wreak whatever havoc they're going to wreak. But the one thing they're going to do is vote Democrat because they know where the money is, and they know where the prizes are, and they know where all the free crap is. In the old days at Tammany Hall, they'd stand outside a voting booth with $5 in their hand. They pay a guy to vote. My brother ran for mayor in my late brother, God rest his soul, ran for mayor in our little town in Warwick, Rhode Island. And in Rhode Island, you have to run as a Democrat because you can't win any other way. It's like California. Mm-hmm. There are no Republicans in office. And anyway, he ran as a Democrat. Right. And, I noticed that, and I support him. People say, you're supporting your brother? Aren't you right wing? I was like, no, I'm very centrist. I believe in the Constitution. I believe in the laws of the land. My brother's a good and decent man, so I support him. And, he'll have his opinions and I'll have mine, and maybe he'll listen to some of my stuff, and maybe I'll learn something from him. But either way, he's a good man, and I support him. Every single fundraiser event where we sit outside supermarkets like people do in local elections, every time you were around a Democrat, the joke was, hey, vote early, vote often. And they say it like, oh, it's a little joke. Except when you say a mantra long enough, there are people who sort of feel it's okay. Why was everything they do is a scam? Why were they no kings? No kings. I mean, for Christ's sake, it's so absurd. No kings. Trump's a dictator. All this stuff. You know why? If you took a poll of anybody in America and you said, "Listen, you go back in time and you could assassinate Adolf Hitler, commit a crime, murder the leader of a country, would you do it?" And yes, because according to Piaget Kohlberg in their theories of moral development, the greatest level of moral development is even to break the standard law to do a greater good, which any decent human being would know was necessary for the survival of the race. And to rid the world of Hitler was important. So the ends justify the means. Now, if you call Donald Trump a dictator and everybody supports him a fascist and we're all Nazis and we're all pedophiles, we're all, you say, listen, we got to get rid of this guy no matter what. How is it even possible that any American citizen can watch a presidential candidate, a former president of the United States and about to be the future president of the United States, get shot in the head? Oh, it was only in his ear. Okay, 3 inches over, and his brains would be splattered across the podium the way John Kennedy's were across the back of a limousine. Okay, and we've been watching that video, the Zapruder film, for 40, 50 years. Okay, now, why is it there were people making jokes, entertainers making joke from the stage? I mean,
journalists questioning whether it even happened while Corey Compatore is dead behind him, suggesting the whole thing is an op that Trump did just to make himself look good. But listen, so let me ask you this, because I agree with you. The Somali fraud scandal is of epically bad proportions for the Democrats.
And don't take the bait. And don't take the bait.
Well, but okay, but I disagree on that point, because
I'm not saying that you shouldn't take the bait.
You can't, Megyn. Like, what next? Do they storm a maternity ward and terrorize the babies, and we just say don't take the bait? No, fuck them. Fuck them. We can fight many battles at once.
When you ask that question, they storm the maternity ward. This is the party of that murdered 50 million babies in the womb. I mean, you know,
which is why I wouldn't want them anywhere near the maternity ward.
Of course you would.
I'm just saying, like, we have to fight. The certain tactics go beyond,
and they must be answered. And I agree with you 100%.
It's a new low.
I agree with you 100%. But in the process of doing that, okay, we can't, it's that bright, shiny object. Oh, look over here. And it's like, but when Nicki Minaj pointed out all the heinous things that this little man, this fake journalist, this pathetic, mean-spirited, racist, poor excuse for an American, decided to lead this mob into a Rockwell painting. I mean, there's little kids sitting with their parents worshiping God. I mean, when that all happened, the only thing that the liberal press reported in the newspaper was the unfortunate word that she used. And when we start, the only thing Michelle Obama. I
believe the word you're looking for is cocksucker.
Yeah.
Is that what we're talking about? The Nicki Minaj tweet.
Yeah.
Just to put a lovely spin on it. Let's see. She tweeted out about Lemon. Don cocksucking Lemon, forgive me, is disgusting. How dare you? I want that thug in jail.
Yeah.
He would never do that to any other religion. Lock him up. And then a picture of the maniacal doll.
Yep.
I don't actually know this particular doll. This is probably somebody from some horror movie, but I don't do horror. It's too disturbing to me.
Her name actually is Megyn, but we'll talk about that another time.
Oh, that's Megyn? Oh, I did see Megyn. I didn't recognize her.
The wrong spelling, though.
So
she's got the Democrat spelling.
And now people are ripping on, they're ripping on Nicki Minaj for being homophobic. Hello? Beside the point, it's not homophobic. She's using a slur to rattle him because she's ticked off. It says nothing of how she feels about gays.
But here's what I think you were right about. When the Democrats invested in the kind of lawfare that it was so egregious that it literally undermined the fabric of our legal system and of our nation. I mean, 132 indictments for a law that wasn't even on the books and all this stuff, and the fake impeachments and all that stuff. Well, of course, it backfired on them. I agree that we've got to just honor the law. Our job is to obey the law and enforce the law. Our law enforcement officers, whether they be the Immigration Services, Homeland Security, FBI, local police, they swear an oath to uphold the laws of the land. You may not like the laws. I'm a Roman Catholic. I think abortion is murder. I'm not going to go out and shoot an abortion doctor because I disagree. I'm not going to shed a tear if those people have an unfortunate life because, in my mind, they're killers. But I've got to obey the laws of the land. These people have decided that they're going to recreate the Constitution out of whole cloth. And it's ironic, it's during the 250th anniversary celebration of the Declaration of Independence, which was centered on...
You point out that this is all part of the Democrats' plan to get elected because they want illegals here and they want them ultimately voting.
They need them here.
And look at Virginia. You know, just as recently as 20 years ago when I started at Fox News, Virginia was red.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't purple. It certainly wasn't blue. It was red. And it was pretty firmly deep red state, southern state. And it quickly migrated into purple and then into blue. And what is Abigail Spanberger's first act when she gets sworn in as governor there? She stops the cooperation with ICE. She wants to make it easier for every illegal in Virginia to do whatever the hell they want. She doesn't care that they're going to be molesting children. They're going to be murdering innocent moms like we've seen. What she really cares about is that they get to vote, James. And that's obvious because Democrats keep doing it in state after state after state. A new year means new financial goals, like making sure your savings are secure and diversified. Will this be the year you decide to talk to somebody from Birch Gold Group? You know, you've been thinking about it. They use an educated approach with a deep understanding of macroeconomics. There are forces pushing the dollar lower right now and gold higher, which is why they believe every American should own physical gold. So until January 30th, if you are a first-time gold buyer, Birch Gold is offering a rebate of up to $10,000 on qualifying purchases. To claim eligibility and start the process, just text MK to the number 989898. Birch Gold can help you roll an existing IRA or 401k into an IRA in gold, and you are still eligible for a rebate of up to $10,000. Consider making right now your first time to buy gold and take advantage of a rebate of up to $10,000 when you buy by January 30th. Text MK to the number 989898 and claim your eligibility today. Again, text MK to 989898 now. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.